The member of the board of the panel on CRC, who is also an independent member of West Belfast DPP subgroup, is a political advisor to Sinn Féin IRA, also sits on the board of CRC, and now is employed by Sinn Féin IRA. She is also an ex-prisoner who got 22 years for murder explosives. She worked for 16 years in the housing executive as a mole, passed on information on people where they lived and information like that. She also was involved with the prisoner organisation, which was involved in educating the Republican youth. She also has stated how proud she is of what she achieved and what she done. She has the credentials of a top terrorist. Now you tell me that that's not a conflict of interest, but you also tell me how that can be justified to sit on a board of community relations, the Community Relations Council. There is some genuine people out there, but there is a network within OFM, DFM, who is out to destroy anything that stands against Sinn Féin IRA. We've again, once again, been torn down for funding. Now, perhaps when you see when you see who was sitting on the panel, you will see why it was torn down. The Widowmakers, Rosaleen McCorley, a senior member of the IRA, was in the IRA from she was 15 years of age, and she's sitting on the Community Relations Council. She actually sits on the panel that makes decisions about victims' organisations getting funding. So the people who murdered us is deciding if we will benefit and help from the government. You couldn't write the script to talk about conflict of interest. How bigger a conflict of interest can you get than the people who actually tried to murder us deciding if they can help the families that were left behind? Of course they don't want to help the families that were left behind, because the whole point of murdering us in the first place was to drive us into submission, something they didn't succeed in. So now they've taken another step and they've moved on to another organisation that is helping them to continue that by attacking us. The other thing I have to say as well, and so we know, there's the letter. I asked for a list of the people who sat on the panel that made the decisions on our funding. So there's no doubt, there's the name. There's no doubt who was sitting on it. We had no hope. What is going on in this country when the Widowmakers are sitting on panels deciding if the people that they murdered, if their loved ones left behind, can receive help, and they have the actual cheek to turn it down and are proud of it? Of course she will go back into her community and say, oh, don't worry, I stopped FAIRS, I stopped them prods in South Armagh, the innocent victims, because remember there's also innocent Catholics in this organisation. Good innocent Catholics. Good people who also put on a uniform, but indeed some of them were just ordinary people within the community who the IRA murdered. So there's not only Protestants they're denying innocent Roman Catholics as well. But this is what's going on with CRC. Now, could somebody please tell me, how would we ever get a neuter decision? But there's an article in the paper I've come across where she was a mole within the housing executive for 16 years, working for the IRA, gathering information for the IRA for 16 years within the housing executive. And what did they do? They put her onto the panel that deals with victims. Now don't tell me that she's not passing on information in relation to victims, because she certainly has the right credentials. She is a person who believed in the use of violence and still believes in the use of violence. She's a person who was in the IRA. She teaches the youth about the struggle for a united Ireland and how badly they were treated. And people want us to give the details of our members across to this organisation, and because we refused, we're condemned for it. When well-educated and highly paid individuals within our government who are supposed to represent our people don't see this going on, and if they do see it going on, why are they allowing it to happen? We will be demanding that something is done about this. You may sit in parts of the country where it doesn't affect you at the minute, but I can assure you it is coming down the line. Because if people can openly sit on the Community Relations Council and glorify the use of terrorism while condemning the innocent victims, condemning us, and actually condemning my website because I'm telling the truth on it, and actually demonising us because of my website, and even told FAIR that they had to remove any connection with their name on it off that website, while at the same time the very people who they're telling us, the very people who are telling us to do that are the people who murdered us. What is wrong with this country? Has everybody gone that mad? Or is everybody that power hungry and money hungry that they're prepared to sacrifice all the principles that they ever stood for? If that's the case, heaven help Ulster, because Ulster is in serious trouble.